Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle with PrettiestProblems.com, and today we have a special video. Kiosha had an idea of doing a panel discussion with different women, different points of view about different topics that we all go through in life. So we're going to be doing Facebook Live every Sunday at 8 p.m. on Kiosha's channel. I will link her channel down below in the description bar, and I will also edit them and kind of make it a little bit like shorter and sum them up on and post them to my YouTube channel. So hopefully you enjoy this video. Please let me know different topics that you would like for us to discuss, and just chime in and tell us what you think about the things that we've discussed. So y'all have anything?
No, that's it. I just want to thank everybody in advance for watching, and hopefully everybody enjoyed.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Alright guys, hey, we are here. It's me, Mama Kiosha. I have my co-host Danielle and my sweetie pie Michelle. We are here. Guys, it's hot. Turn the AC. How are you guys? I'm glad you guys are logged in.
Oh, you only friends. You on Only Friends.
Oh,
we gotta make it public.
Yeah. How? Don't mind us, guys. First episode.
We get it together.
We're trying to get it together.
I'm trying, guys. Alright, so today's topic, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay, so this concludes the conclusion of the episode. No, stop. Seriously.
Alright.
So today's episode story, we're going to be talking about relationships. Okay. Specifically, trust in relationships. That's what we're going to be talking about. And I know I'll play a lot, guys, but bear with me. It is hot in here.
Like a pig's ass. What made you come? Okay, first of all, what's the reason why you decided to do something like this?
I kind of just wanted to be able to connect with other people out there. I know we all go through different situations, and everybody's in a relationship. We're all adults here, so I don't know. I just kind of just want to connect with people, want them to connect with me, share my story, allow them to share their story with me, and be able to help somebody along the way. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So
amen.
I got my girls here, and trust me, I done been through it. I done been through it. You know, I know my family and my close. So the first thing we're gonna talk about, guys, is trust. We got issues that we need to talk about, and we haven't. I mean, we bottle this stuff up inside. And today is the day we are going to talk about trust issues.
All right.
We all have them.
Oh my gosh. I can't.
He's not going to keep calling that phone.
What do you think like most trust issues stem from in a relationship?
It starts from the childhood.
Elaborate.
Naturally, we're all born just trusting, and it's just human nature. And then over the years, we lose trust because of the situations that we go through. For instance, your parents tell you certain things, and
like there's a such thing as Santa Claus.
That's one.
I'm just throwing it out there.
It ain't Santa. Jesus is the reason for the season.
No, but seriously, it's stuff like that makes children start questioning stuff. Like when you find out like the most innocent thing that you've ever experienced or that you relate to is a big lie that your parents told you. And these are your parents, the people that are supposed to be like God to you. You know what I'm saying? But when you find out that your parents, who's supposed to be like God to you, have lied about this most innocent thing, it's like, I feel like that can stem, you know, that starts you to question, okay, what's really real.
Right. And also just making false promises. When you make promises to people and you don't follow through, people believe that children don't remember certain things, but believe it or not, they know. So even if you say you was picking them up today, you was taking them to the park, and you back out on that, they remember that. So over time, their trust, it starts to devalue. You know what I mean? And they don't believe you anymore, and they won't even tell you. It's just embedded in them, and
and it's so innocent. It's like you dealing with a blank canvas, you know, and you teaching your children that lying is okay, you know, and from the beginning. And even something not even as like trivial as Santa Claus, but like you said, you tell your kids you come in, they looking forward to seeing you, you know, and then all of a sudden you're not there. So now it's like my father or my mother, the one who, you know,
you trust the most,
it's like I can't trust them. So who can I trust?
Right. And then also, you know, with losing a loved one, that can be a trust issue. Dealing
In
with
what way?
illness.
What you mean?
You know, when somebody passed away, you know, if somebody was sick and you lose them, and you that's the only person you feel like you had, and now they're not here no more. You don't have nobody else you can confide in. You know what I mean?
When we're kids, I think that we trust everybody. We're so innocent. We're so pure. And so then when somebody violates that, then at that point, everything is broken. Even as you go into your adult years, it's still broken until you find some inner healing. You know what I mean? And then you start to take that into, that's just like if you go through something, even if you've never been molested as a child or beaten or abused, even if you had that first love, who just, you know, you thought you would never be able to live without them, and you had never thought that, you know what I'm saying, you guys would never break up, and then they betray you and they do you dirty. When you transition to your next relationship, you're going to still go into it with the last scenario. That's why people say, don't make me pay for what the last person did. But it's hard because your trust has been broken. So
and then you don't even realize it. You know, a lot of people are unaware they're asleep. You know what I mean? And if you, I mean, there's a lot of ways that we can bring it out. I know there's therapy. There's all kind of things that we can do in order to get it together. But us folk, we don't believe some. You know, most of the time we don't believe in therapy.
We don't believe in talking about it. A lot of times, your parents tell you what happens in my house stays in this house. Don't be going out and telling my business. You know, our business.
Just
is our
being
business.
afraid. You're just thinking that nobody will believe.
Fear. Fear. So how do we fix it? How do we fix trust issues? How do we do that?
I would say communication is #1. You have to communicate, and we're talking about relationships. So
but some people can be communicating and be lying.
I mean, yeah.
And that communication, because I have people communicate with me and was straight lying to their teeth. So
it's true.
You got to
even learn how to trust people. Like, okay,
they have to build it.
So that's a question. Do you feel like going into a relationship, trust should be built, or you should give the person trust until? Because
you don't know. You do not know this person from a hole in the wall, and they don't know you. No, that's not what that means. It means you're protecting yourself. You've been through these situations over and over so many times. Like, why would you keep going into this situation does not work. It's broken. You have to fix the system. So if you keep going, I trust it. I trust them. I trust them. And then they keep letting you down.
But mama, some people will put on a mask, and some people will have you believe that they are, you know, the cats meow and the dogs bow wow, and have you feeling like, you know, this is it. This person is my everything. I can talk to them. They loyal. They love me for real. And in reality, you're sleeping with the enemy. Because it's like almost like, I mean, you can get to a point where they dress it up. Because you know the devil dresses up pretty. People can pretend like they really love you and that they are trustworthy, and then you get comfortable with them, and then they put the knife.
They burn you. And that's happened.
So that's another thing. It's like, I mean, you really can't say you gotta go in with a guard up, because honestly, say you go into a relationship with a guard up and the person does have good intentions, like they're not.
You're gonna see it.
You're gonna see it, but are you gonna give them an opportunity because you already feel like everything they're doing is something wrong with, or nah, you don't really feel me like that because you know XYZ. He played like he did. You know what I'm saying? So how do you really like determine who's there for you? And then I really don't feel like you should go into every situation just totally guarded, because then you would never get an opportunity to have real love or have somebody that really cares about you and take care of you, you know?
I saw a meme the other day, no matter how much a person breaks me or do me wrong, my heart gonna stay good. You know what I mean? No matter how many people do me dirty, step on me, walk on me, betray me, my heart gonna stay good. You know what I mean? And that really hit home, because it's like, I'm sure we all went through betrayal, we all went through being stabbed in the back, heartbreaks, all that type of stuff. And some people, they become bitter, they become nasty, they become angry. But for me, with that different move, like, you know what? That was their loss. That was their problem. I'm not going to punish everybody else for what the last person did to me.
So, I totally agree with that.
But it's hard, child.
Because you don't know. And people is a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Baby,
would never know.
And that's
preach,
why,
pastor.
And it's not only men too. I mean, let's be real now.
It's definitely not only men. It's the women out there too. I done been through a few life experiences growing up, and it's
friends, not just your man.
Friends, family, co-workers, everybody, men and women, both y'all. But
and that's unfortunate. I always try to find the good in every situation. They say hurt people hurt people. So if you're that nasty to me, then something has happened to you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You holding on to something.
You holding on to something. If you can have somebody love you with everything they got and be there for you and have your back and trust you and ride with you, and you just dog them out, something happened to that person. You know what I mean? So it's just about getting healed if you want to go into somebody else's life.
That's true.
That's the problem. Too many broken people getting in relationships.
Right. And not dealing with their issues, their demons. I mean, there's so many issues that we got to deal with as adults. I mean, just our everyday life, the way we was just talking about how we dress up every day. We got to dress up to be a co-worker. We got to dress up to be that mom. We got to dress up to be that dad. I got to dress up to be that police officer for the community. I got to dress. Everything is a uniform, but then when you take it off, who are you? You know what I mean?
So do anybody out there have questions that they want, I guess, us to talk about? Sometimes it's like you can be with somebody for a long time and like really feel like y'all have some type of trust. You still will not know every single thing about that other person, because everybody don't tell their partner something.
Right.
Don't mean that they hiding stuff, don't mean that they're being sneaky, but it's something that you just don't tell that other person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even when you in a relationship and you have trust with that person and you know that they don't have like bad intentions for you, you still don't know what the thing is that they not telling you.
Right. You know what, I've always been, you know, the one to trust. That's just the way I was designed. You know what I mean? I trust, and it didn't always work out the way I thought it would. But hey, I'm still here. And you live and you learn. Every day is a lesson.
And then the next situation you have something to build off from last one. And that's the thing. It's hard to not hold on to that stuff, because you're like, okay, I did it this way, you know, last time, so if I do it the same way the next time, I'm gonna get hurt again, you know. So you just never really know. It's hard to just fully trust somebody without feeling like either vulnerable or just feeling like you're gonna get got. You know, I've been dealing with this guy for the past 5 years and I still have trust issues. What do you recommend?
5 years, honey, leave.
You can't tell people. People have trust issues. It may not be.
But what kind of trust issues? No, but what kind of
leave her? Trust issues could be anything.
But what kind of trust issues? Let's get specific. Because that's a very big question.
It got to be a reason that she's feeling that way. In 5 years, all right, you've been dealing with him for 5 years. How long have you had, you know, these feelings?
But just because somebody has trust issues don't necessarily mean the other person is distrust. You know.
Yes, it do.
No, it don't, because she could be carrying it from the last one and she just don't trust the person. Maybe he has good intentions. Maybe, you know, he's doing right, but she just always curious because of the shit that she's been through in the past.
I think no.
You don't just leave somebody. Or maybe get yourself together. Work on your issues.
That too. But I believe she gotta have a reason why. First of all, she brought him into the equation. She said, I've been dealing with this guy for 5 years and I have trust issues. It's in that relationship. I don't think it came from the outside. I believe this man has done something to this woman in order for her to have these feelings. It gotta be, because we are just, sometimes we can be naive. And you know, women can let a lot of things slide. But 5 years and you've been dealing with this guy for 5 years and you still got it ain't go. If you don't got trust in a relationship, you don't have anything. The love, all that.
You said to go into a relationship.
It could be good sex. You could be all the finest.
I can't leave. I love him. But what are your trust issues? I can't leave people stuff. Now, if he's not doing nothing, then you just have your own insecurities. But this whole I can't leave people, let me tell you, I went through so many different heartbreaks. And you get in a relationship and you think that's the person that, oh, this is it, I can't live with that person. And then you find out they left and you still breathing. Hello, I'm still here.
Me too, girl.
They going through menopause. I feel good.
I cut it on.
I just came from work. That's why I was a little late, guys.
They going through menopause.
Menopause.
He is not the same man.
I'm so comfortable. He tries here, there to keep me, but I don't know if he cheated or he really doesn't want to be with me.
Where's the rest of it?
Oops. Oh. Sorry.
Oh! I'm blocking.
Look,
I don't know how to press on it.
I think it said block comment.
No, it's block person.
Oh, right here. How come I can't click it? I didn't mean to block her. Shani said, what if you're married and the trust is gone? What to do? How did it become gone? Was it a cheating?
Well, I am married, and marriage comes with ups and downs, and sometimes the husband is not the one who causes the trust issue. Sometimes it's the wife, you know. I think we be so quick to bash the men, but sometimes the wives mess up, you know, and sometimes we cause trust issues in our relationship. Not saying that that's your case, but if you really love each other and you know that this is the person that fits you and benefits you, and this is the one that you want to live the rest of your life with, you make it work. You find a reason, whether you go to God, whether you go to counseling, whether y'all get on your knees and pray, whether y'all spice it up, you fight for what you really want, even if there is trust issues. And if he really wants his marriage and you really want your marriage, you'll make a way. You'll find a way.
He'll find a way as well, because it's not only if it's the woman, it's the man
both
too.
Yeah,
if it's either one,
whatever kind of issues in a relationship, is both people's work.
Right, you got to put the work in.
One can't give 100, 99%, and one give 1%.
100.
It's 100 and 100. You know what I mean?
And you also have to realize that everybody don't come to the conclusion or the finish line at the same time. So where somebody could be putting in 100% and maybe the woman is only putting in 50, it's not that she don't want to put in 100%. She just don't realize how to get there. So sometimes you have to be patient with a person in their journey to becoming a better person, you know, because I've gone through that situation myself, you know, to where it was like one person was giving more than the other, and it wasn't that we didn't love each other or we didn't both want to fight for the relationship. It was just that maybe one person didn't know how to give 100%.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, because it takes a time. It's sometimes people just get it, some people just get it.
And that's so funny you said that. Maybe somebody didn't know, because if you've never been a wife before and you've never been a husband, you learn it. Just like having a baby. I have no children. When I have one, I've never been a mother, so I'm gonna learn how to take care of a baby, just like I had to learn how to be a wife. You have to learn as you go. You gotta learn your partner. Y'all gonna go through some ups and some downs, some situations, but if you really have it made up in your heart and in your mind that you want your marriage, you'll figure it out and you'll find it.
There's plenty of ways you can do that. You got family and friends that's married. You can go to them for advice. I don't know if your parents is still together or whatever. You can go to your parents because they've been together for what, 20 plus years. I mean, they gotta have some kind of advice for you, some kind of news.
That's true.
I mean,
and being patient with a person doesn't necessarily mean just taking all the shit that they giving you. Like, that don't mean that you just ain't trying. Like, if your partner just ain't trying, I mean, sometimes you got to distance yourself to let the person know, I'm serious. Like, I want to work for this, and if you're not meeting me at least some kind of way, like showing me that you want this and you trying to work on this, then I mean, you can't just put your all into yeah, you can't fight by yourself.
Hey, YouTube. And somebody asked, what about sibling relationships?
That's a good one. Trust in sibling relationships. I got an example. I got a personal example, and this might be cutting close to home, but
the truth hurts. Tell it.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's just it's a hard truth. But okay, I have siblings from my father that are not my mother's children, and so one of my sisters from my father, we haven't always been the closest. A few years ago, my niece, her only daughter, passed away. My niece and I were more of siblings than my sister, because my niece and I were the same age. My sister was a lot older. And so when she passed away, I kind of like faded away from my sister because we were never really that close anyway, you know. So now it's just been recently where I had my daughter, we kind of been trying to have a relationship again. And with me, I feel like there's some issues there from the past of some types of ways I felt. Even if I was younger, maybe my perception on it was different because I was a kid.
Did y'all talk recently?
We've been like hanging out and stuff, but it's kind of like surface level. This is my sister kind of thing, you know. But it's never like.
Has she ever reached out to you? Because she's a lot older than you, correct?
I think it's more so because my dad, she lives close to my dad, so I kind of just go over there and kind of hang out with everybody. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, that is my sister, and I know that her only child passed away, and I'm not trying to use that as that's the reason why we're getting back together. But whatever reason it is, you know, it's God's will that we've gotten back together. But there's still things there from the past. Like, for instance, one of the things is that my niece, when she passed away, my name was left off the obituary, and this is out of everybody was there. I had a brand new baby niece whose name was on it, and mine wasn't. So that was one of the reasons why I backed up, and I didn't really reach out to her, because I was really hurt, because this was my sister, you know what I'm saying? My sister passed away, so now it's like I've never brought it up to her, you know, and it's like it's one of them weird things where it's like it's her daughter, you know, so I don't want to like open up that wound.
Like, well, that's the thing. You gotta talk. Communication. We were just saying at the beginning. You gotta be able to communicate because nobody can read your mind. You know what I mean? And without you and her having that sit down talk, she will never know how you feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll never know how she feels. You don't know what she has inside. You know, she may feel guilty from all these years she haven't been speaking to you, and she knowing that her daughter was your best friend and she never really reached out. And then little simple stuff as like the obituary with your name being left off and all that. I mean, all that stuff is just like...
And it's like one of those things where I don't know if I want to rehash to where it's like it brings more
but that's the thing, when you don't address something at the beginning, it manifests, right, and it becomes more and more and bigger, and it didn't have to be that big, you know what I mean? But now that years has gone by, yes, this is going to come up from 1999 because we never talked about that. Then we're going to 2002, then we're going to 2005, and so on and so forth because you let it go on for so long. You know what I mean? But
I guess everybody has different relationships with each other. Since it's 9 of us, it seems like relationships are strained at times.
He left our household when we was young. You know what I mean? So he left my mom. They was married and then they got divorced or whatever the situation is. And he got with Marty. She's not here with us anymore, but he had 3 with her as well. And then she already had 3. We wasn't grown, but I felt like we was older and maybe 6 or 7, and we was just getting to know these people. And now it's like they have your dad. You know what I mean? So sometimes you could be a little jealous at times, or I mean, it's a whole bunch of different feelings that you have. And then the dad, you know, I'm just speaking from my perspective. The dad, he kind of got he's all over the place because he got their family, and then he still got them, and then you don't know how the moms are acting, if they're getting along with each other. So it's long. So sometimes the siblings get separated during that, you know, during that time or whatever, and it's just, they was already older than us, and now we're not seeing each other how we're supposed to. And though we are family, and you know, it just, sometimes the relationships, they just don't grow because we're not around each other. But that don't mean we don't love each other. You know what I mean? I already know that I have 8 other brothers and sisters, you know, whether we blood related or not, we still are family. You know what I mean? We got older ones. I know I can call Curtis. Jermaine not here with us right now. He little whatever. And then we got Harlem, we got Nation, we gotta give her a shout out. We got Nikki. We got Shawnee, Baby, Rennie, and Sean. So
shout out to Baby and
shout out to Baby and Nala.
Baby
in the East.
I mean, it's 3 of us growing up in the house, me, Baby, and Shawnee, and we fought like cats and dogs. Now imagine when there's 9 of y'all, you know what I mean? And y'all all, my father was living all the way upstate. When he moved out of Brooklyn, he moved upstate.
Said, why she drinking water?
I'm sorry. I feel like if you want the relationship, you go out there and you get it. And the other person, like I said, sometimes they don't even know what you're feeling. They don't know what you're going through. So voice your opinion. You know, reach out, and if they don't accept it, then you move on. Life is too short. Life is too short. My dad, his anniversary for his death was just the other day. It's been 7 years my father's been gone. You know what I mean? I got a stepdad, but my biological father is not here anymore. I miss him like he was a clown. You know, I miss him like crazy. That's one of the main reasons why I moved out here, because I felt like I would be close to him in spirit. Because physically he's not here anymore. But
how does someone fix the relationship issues that they inherited from their parents' relationship?
Oh, that's a good question. What'd she say?
Like, if your parents had issues and you watching your parents go through these issues, like say your parents was in an abusive relationship and you watching your father beat on your mother, how do you let that go from when you get into a relationship?
That was step number 1. He recognizes, you know, that it was wrong what his dad or his mom was going through. So that's first thing, you acknowledge the situation, and then that's passed on. That's like a generational curse. It goes on and on and on. But first you got to identify with it, come one. And you know right from wrong. I always say pray about it. I pray about everything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it's true. I mean, that, as cliche as it sounds, I'm not even gonna front. Like, I'm not the biggest prayer, like, you know, daily. I gotta say, but I feel like I'm trying to build
your
my
relationship, right?
and like talking to him, like not just asking for stuff when you know, something ain't going right. But it's like just talking.
But that's
like,
the number one relationship that we all need to have
in God.
That's number one, and everything else. Usually it falls into place.
Since we on the God thing, because that was my feather. I was waiting for the God moment, because baby, nobody loved Jesus like I love Jesus. Hello. But I think when you trust God, even the ones, since we're talking about trust, our topic and subject is trust. When you trust God and you got a relationships and trust, but when you got a relationship with God and you trust God, He'll weed out the people that shouldn't be in your life. You know what I mean? As far as people talking about, well, what about this in this relationship, or what about this in that relationship? If you trust God to surround you with the right people, and you trust His judgment and you trust His way for your life, then all those other trust issues will start to vanish. Just like me, my parents were very abusive towards one another. Physically, emotionally, mentally, everything. My father, Jamaican man, very abusive, womanizer, had a different woman every week. And I thought as a young girl that was normal, because if daddy was doing it, it had to be okay. Right. You know, so I thought that was normal, and I started getting in relationships that reflected what my mother and father did, until I got grown, until I got a relationship with God and said, you know, this ain't right, this ain't how it's supposed to be. I know you ain't create me for nobody to be beating on me and cheating on me and lying to me and disrespecting me. You know what I'm saying? So once you really, when you transition to that God factor, then certain things and certain people will start to weed out, and certain generational curses and certain bad habits will start to break. So you got a relationship with God, honey. You alright, because He'll never steer you wrong.
Now, that don't mean that your life is going to be perfect, but it means that you know that there's somebody looking out for you, you know, because a lot of times people think, oh, well, people think I should just pray and everything going to be okay. No, that doesn't necessarily mean it, because you still got to go through the trial like everybody else got to go through it. But what it kind of gives you a peace of mind of saying, you know, there's a reason why you're going through this, or you know that somebody got your back. Even if you got to go through it, it's a trial, it's because you got to learn from it, you know.
Yeah, that's good you said that. Just because you trust God don't mean that you're not going to go through things.
I was just saying that.
Even with me being in ministry and loving God, I still go through. You still go through the pains of life, because that's what you got to do. You're here.
In the physical.
You're gonna go through it. You know what I mean? But finances, relationship, friends, betrayal, heartbreaks, deaths, all kind of things. You know what I mean? But
you're not excluded because you are a child of God.
You're not excluded.
As a matter of fact, you get beat up the most because you are a child of God, and He wants to use you. And for other people, it goes a long way. And we're not gonna get on that subject because that's for another day. But
about to take you to church.
Hey! So as far as your question, as far as parents, don't break the cycle stops with you. Right. The pattern stops with you. So if you know that was wrong and you shouldn't go into a relationship like that, then you just break the cycle. It stops with you.
It's hard because once it's rooted in you, like you said, it's generational. So not only is it just you seeing it, it's like inside of you. You know, you won't even realize some of the things that kind of trigger.
That's the devil that try to trick you to make you believe that that's who you are and that's who your family was. So that's who you got to be. But at the end of the day,
felt that spirit.
I mean, we gonna go through it. Just like I had a friend, she don't believe in God, and it's because she goes through, I guess, hell, and we all go through it. And I had a conversation not with her but with my sister, because that's her friend and it's my friend too. But I just was saying, God never said that we ain't gonna go through it. You know, He never said just because, oh, I pray every night and I'm down on my knees and I got my Bible and I know the scriptures and all this and that and the third, that I'm not gonna go through it. We living in a world where there's things happening to innocent people. I mean, and then sometimes you get caught up in situations. They say, well, goes around comes around. But sometimes stuff comes to you that you had no idea that was gonna, you know, you was gonna be afflicted. And it's like, why did this happen? Am I a bad person? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, no, you're not a bad person. Continue on doing the right thing, down the right path, because it's a lesson for other people around you. You know what I mean? Just to know that you made it through and you never had
girl.
Because you help other people and you don't even realize you help other people.
Exactly.
Just by being, you know, talking about
you, you don't even know. You know what I mean? They're like, I remember my friend went through this and that third, and they made it this and that third. They got their kids, they got their family back, they got their house back, they got their car back, whatever the situation is. But I mean, she don't believe in God, and that's just because she's going through a whole bunch of hell and high water.
And they take a caller.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I know we going on and we kind of getting off subject, but we was talking about just
trust
having
issues,
trust issues,
and your
relationships, and it goes.
So let me ask them. Now I got the question for my co-host. Now, what if you?
Oh no.
What if you're just kind-hearted, good-hearted? You've been through hell and high water, and a person knows that you've been through hell and high water. They come into your life and portray themselves as a friend, and then say the friendship grows into a relationship, and then that person intentionally hurts you, breaks your trust, betrays you, lied to you, treats you like the scum of the earth. And it's like, how do you heal from that part? Because it's like, okay, I already went through hell.
The same way you heal from that last situation, you'll heal from this one. But then you also gotta, and this is just we being real, you put yourself in that situation. You already knew that it wasn't right. So what's gonna come of it? You can't expect good out of some that you already know that wasn't supposed to be.
That's good. And there are some people that will come dressed up like
no,
but the best of the best.
But they have to prove it to you. And that seeing is believing. You can't listen to what nobody has to say. I'm not about to listen, oh yeah, I mean,
I'm saying show me. I need receipts.
I need you need to show, and because you know that how much you are worth. It's not that you think you bigger or better than anybody. Just you've been through this before. I'm not about to go down the same road again. So now I need you to prove to me who you are, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong. Don't think that you being too hard or your standards is too high or none of that. Show me. You gotta call her.
We gotta call her.
Our first live caller, okay?
Call her.
You're live with Table Talk.
Happy New Year!
I want to answer Danielle's question. My question is to her. My thing is, if you already got over your past, why go back to it? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Do you want to be back with this person, or you letting go?
We're going to have to get this call off the air.
Carla, you're breaking up, Carla. What if somebody who dressed themselves up as somebody that loves you, that got your back, that presents themselves to be trustworthy, and then out of nowhere they just stab you in the back and they showed themselves to not be who they said they were? How do you get into another relationship after being betrayed from the last person who presented themselves like they really loved you and had your back, but then that was a lie from the beginning?
I think if you will move on, because knowing that you got through hell and high water with this person, you will just move on. There's no need to study and try to dwell on something from your past. You will move on. So therefore, the trust that you have for that person, that was just from that person. You don't take that same thing out on the next person. You move on.
All right. Thank you.
How do you move on though? Because sometimes it's hard. You don't trust the person, but some people just like to be miserable and like to stay there because they're comfortable in that situation. So how do you move on?
They used to dysfunction.
We only got 2 minutes left, so we're gonna have to wrap this up.
Yeah, we only got 2 minutes.
Yes, I don't recommend anybody to stay in a relationship that they do not trust that person after they didn't hurt them over and over again, after they didn't lie and portrayed and been a straight fraud.
And don't get us wrong. We're not saying that you're not supposed to forgive. You always supposed to forgive. That's just who God has designed us to be. You must forgive, but at the same time, don't get caught up in these situations and allow yourself to get beat down and say because God didn't design you to be a doormat. You're not supposed to be walked on or abused and all that stuff.
Forgive.
And there's always somebody out there that's going to treat you better. Trust and believe you deserve the best. No matter who you are, no matter what you've been through, no matter how many, it doesn't matter. Don't allow yourself to be in these situations or these relationships that's unhealthy for you. I ain't doing it.
And not in 2017.
Not in 2017.
It's my year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Not in 2017.
Thank y'all so much for joining us and tuning into our first Table Talk. Hopefully we can come every Sunday with the same platform and we can talk about different things. You all can let us know what kind of things y'all want us to talk about, and hopefully you'll meet us back here next Sunday.
Next Sunday we are going to be live. So again, we appreciate. We're gonna do 8 o'clock because we was a little late this time, and we didn't want y'all to think that we was late because we
had technical.
We had a little,
but it was the first show, so it's gonna get better.
So thank y'all for joining us.
will see you guys later.
Later.
You gotta press that.
I think we live. All right, we live.
We gotta watch this video.
Yeah, I know.
This